Welcome back to another episode of Projecting Grandeur. I'm your host, Ron Dichter. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our growing community. Really have had a great time and hoping that I help at least one person a day, and maybe that's you today. So don't forget to share this with somebody that might benefit from whatever words of wisdom I have coming out here. Today I want to go back to my youth, and I seem to do that a lot, which makes me think I am maybe getting older and kind of miss being young again. But I want to spend a little bit of time talking about baseball. So I've spent some time talking about my youth as a ski racer, but when I wasn't skiing and there wasn't snow on the ground, I was playing baseball. In fact, me and my friends growing up loved playing baseball in the summer times. We used to have a cul-de-sac baseball league that we would play in, which is basically at the end of our street was a cul-de-sac, and we'd get together and play what we called the CBL, and then later we all ended up going and playing competitive baseball for various teams and leagues. And my senior year of high school, I was the captain of my baseball team, and I remember my coach talking to me, and I was a pretty good hitter as far as getting on base and being able to make it around, steal bases, because I was pretty quick. And he used to tell me that when Ron hits the ball, he is seeing all the laces of the ball coming at him. And he would talk about this analogy that when you are in the zone and you're able to hit, a perfect fastball, curveball, slider, it didn't matter, you could see every stitch on the ball coming at you. It was as if the baseball was the size of a basketball. You could see it just clear as day, and that's when you knew you were hitting well. But don't get me wrong, I had hitting slumps as well, and my coach used to say that when you're in a slump, it's as if that baseball is the size of a marble, and you can't see anything except a blur of white coming at you. And it's not that anything is different, it's just the clarity of that moment is different. And the way that you can see and maybe even anticipate what the pitcher is going to throw changes. And you're starting to see the ball more clearly and hitting better, or see it, less clearly, and then in turn getting in a slump. And the reason I bring this up is I think about business in general, and I especially think about startups and people just getting into business for the first time. That idea that you have has to be clear. You yourself have to understand why you are doing what you're doing, why you're starting this business, why you're getting into it, and you need to be able to see that idea as clear as that baseball analogy, where you can see every stitch on your idea. You can see exactly what you want to accomplish. You can anticipate how your idea is going to take shape and take motion. And more importantly than this, when you see it clearly, you need to be able to have your team see it clearly too. But you can't have your team see it clearly if you don't first understand fully what your idea is, what exactly makes up the idea, from the actual product, service, offering, to how you're going to deliver that product, how you're going to sell it. These things are crucial for you to be able to see that idea clearly, and for you to be able to convey to your team just about how this idea, in your head is going to take shape as a business. And so if you're struggling to see your idea clearly, you need to spend more time really understanding why it is what you're doing. You need to spend more time understanding what it is you're trying to accomplish. Because if you can't see your idea clearly yourself, well, then going and hiring a team is going to be foolish, because they don't even know what they're trying to do. And I've had many times in my career where in my head I have this really fleshed out idea, but I can't articulate it on paper, or I can't orate it to my team. And no matter how clear that idea is in my head, if I don't know how to take it out of my head and put it onto paper, or out of my head and put it into a presentation or talk about it, well, then it's just an idea, right? Nobody knows what's in my head. And sometimes, as business owners, we take for granted what we believe everybody should know, but we haven't actually extrapolated it out of our head to tell them. And so as you start embarking upon either your business, your career change, maybe you're in your business and you're trying to get to that next level, like having a clear picture of your idea so that you see it so clear, like that baseball, you're seeing every stitch coming at you. You understand exactly what it is you're trying to do. Like until you have that, you got to spend some time on the whiteboard. You got to spend some time understanding it. Now, don't get me wrong, it doesn't have to be perfect. Or as we go back to an episode I did a couple weeks ago, it can be perfect today, but today's perfect is going to be different than tomorrow's perfect, right? Because we know more, and so we can make things better. And so the point of today's topic is really understanding what you're trying to do, understand who your audience is, understand all the nuances that need to be in place for this idea to take shape, and then most importantly, how do you take it out of your brain and put it on paper so that you can tell your team, sell your team, and everybody can buy into the dream of what it is that you believe that this thing can be now actually taking shape. So spend the time to understand it so that that idea you see doesn't just rattle around in your brain, because we all do that. We have this idea that's clear as day in our brain, but when we try to take it out of our brain onto paper, out of our brain into a presentation, we struggle. And until you can do that, you can't bring people in to your dream because they don't know what your dream is. So spend time unpacking what's in your head, spend time understanding how you're going to become, the person, the business that you want to be. And then once you can put that on paper, once you can put that down in a way where your team understands it, then you're ready to go. Then you're ready to see that idea like the size of a basketball, using that baseball analogy, and being able to hit and win every time. So spend some time, understand your idea, make sure that you can put it on paper so that your team can understand it and everybody can buy into what you're trying to do. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you find this helpful. Please remember to like and comment, and most importantly, share. If somebody is going through the same struggle right now, I want to help them. That's all we want to do, is we want to help. We want to make the world a better place by helping entrepreneurs achieve their goals by learning through, either myself or guests that I have on the podcast that we put out to the world. So thanks for your time, and have a great day.